Intensify disruptions in the maritime trade through the Strait of Hormuz risks creating a ripple effect impacting humanitarian needs and agricultural production in the coming months. While the Secretary General is committed to making every effort to achieve a comprehensive and durable settlement of the conflict, immediate action is essential to mitigate these consequences. To address these challenges, the Secretary General has established a dedicated task force led by Undersecretary General Jorge Moreira da Silva, the Executive Director of UNOPS, the UN Office for Project Services. This task force will also include representatives from the UN Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, the International Maritime Organization, IMO, and the International Chamber of Commerce. Additional entities may be invited to participate as needed. The primary focus of this task force is to develop and propose technical mechanisms specifically designed to meet humanitarian needs in the Strait of Hormuz, drawing inspiration from relevant UN initiatives, including the UN Verification Inspection Monitoring Mechanism for Yemen, the Black Sea Grain Initiative, and the existing 2720 mechanism for Gaza. This new mechanism for the Strait of Hormuz aims to facilitate fertilizer trade, including the movements of raw materials. The mechanism's operationalization will be done in close consultation with relevant member states, with full respect for national sovereignty and established international legal frameworks. If successful, it would also create a confidence among member states on the diplomatic approach to the conflict and constitute a valuable step towards a wider political settlement. As part of his broader peacemaking mandate, the Secretary General's personal envoy, Jean Arnaud, will lead the political engagement with relevant member states, supported by members of the task force. The Security Council this morning held close consultations. The occupied Palestinian territory, our colleagues at the Office of the Coordination Food Program warns that communities struggling to rebuild are now being hit by the effect.
Does he envision something similar to what was established during the Black Sea Grain Initiative, where ships would be registered and there would be some kind of inspections?
Secretary General is announcing today is this task force. The operationalization is going to move forward. As mentioned, it is based on the past experiences we have, not only in the Black Sea, but also the verification inspection for Yemen, the registration mechanism that UNOPS, I believe, runs in Gaza. So we have a lot of experience on kind of these types of mechanisms in conflict zones. What exactly it will look like remains to be seen, because discussions will just start. I can tell you that over the last couple of days, the Secretary General has been on the phone with the Foreign Minister of Iran. I think he'll probably speak to the PR again today. He just spoke to Mike Waltz. He spoke to the Foreign Minister of Egypt. He spoke to the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, and also spoke to the Permanent Representative of Bahrain, and more calls will be taking place.
Thanks, Steph. A follow-up on that. I understand you said you're going to look into previous experiences, but for example,
this is not about the shipments of oil, right, commercial oil traffic. This is really focusing on how to alleviate the ongoing impact of this war. And I think you had the FAO representative here. We've had others talk about the immediate impact on people who have no connection to this conflict, right? The most vulnerable in the most vulnerable countries. At the same time, the Secretary General will continue to encourage the negotiations that we're seeing being reported on to see an end to this conflict. So we're able to do two things at the same time. And again, the task force will now be in touch with all the relevant member states to see how this can be operationalized.
Thank you, Steph. A little more on this mechanism.
Obviously, it will be important to have the full backing of member states, and this is why the Secretary General is involved in consultations right now.
And if I understand it, this is a no.
If this is successful, and we very much hope it will be, and we hope that all member states involved will support this, especially for the sake of people, like I mentioned, in Myanmar, who are already being impacted, and we know what conditions they already live in, right? That this could also be a confidence building measure and can help the overall settlement of this conflict. Which we haven't talked about in a while. It's been a year since the earthquake. Okay. Enjoy your Friday.